Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Charles with the Friday edition of Charles Snyder Raw, which is unscripted, unscheduled, unedited, unfiltered, unplanned, um, and all that fun stuff. But you know the drill. So, the last couple weeks, I've been doing a lot of answering questions from Quora and some from other sources, such as Facebook and Google Plus, and even email. We've been getting a couple questions. Here this past week, we have just been getting inundated with a lot of different questions. So just trying to keep up with a lot of them. There's a lot of ones that I'm not sure that they would quite warrant a video by themselves. So I figured today, what the hell, I'm going to combine a couple of them all together at the same time. So the first question, I'm just going to rifle through a couple of questions and try and answer them, give a little bit of value, and bang out a few of these if I can. So we're going to start off with Jonathan. He asked us a question over a week ago, so I wanted to get to that one because it wasn't a bad question. It's just not a whole lot to really cover. So basically, here's his question. He wants to know, what are some of the coolest link building campaigns you have ever seen? Basically, there's a lot of different examples I could give you, but all of them are pretty much the same. Whereas either us, my team here at the company, as well as our customers, we've advised to just really focus on producing great content and then reaching out to other thought leaders within the industry or the niche that you're targeting, and see if they, share that information with them. See if they would, like to talk about it, review it, or maybe even be interviewed, which is probably one of the strongest ones I have seen just yet. And that can be, if you're still writing articles and stuff, you can interview someone, recorded, whatever, type it all out. It's kind of bland, and there's a lot of people doing that one. So take it a step further and either make it a video or even a podcast, which is actually kind of becoming popular. So I would recommend a video, but you can do any one of those three. Ask a professional, one of the pros, one of the gurus in your industry, how they got started, what's one of their biggest tips or something like that. Do an interview, do it friendly and stuff. So, and that makes it really, those are some of the coolest ones I've ever seen. Thank you, Jonathan, for the question. Eobard, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, wants to know, what are some great ways to use SEO? Well, the only way to use SEO is for search engine optimization. But in order to do that, in order for SEO to matter, you have to have content. So the great way to use SEO is, number one, focus on creating content. If you create content, then you have something that you can actually use or integrate SEO into. You can use it with the titles, add a keyword. I recommend only doing one keyword per article, unless it's like cornerstone content, then you want to do 3 to 5. Other people recommend more. I say keep it focused. But the bottom line is, so much people put so much emphasis on SEO that they forget about the content. They forget about developing those human relationships between people, other thought leaders within your industry or within your niche. That's how you build backlinks. And that's the greatest way of all to use SEO, is to use your brain, create content, create relationships, and then you're going to do awesome on Google, Bing, Yahoo, and all the other search engines. So thank you again. Sorry if I butchered your name, but thank you. Eobard Keith, or Keith your first name? I'm sorry. Next one. Razin? Razin? How much did you invest to start your WordPress business building websites for clients? Well, I used to build websites for clients. That was many years ago. Um, Shortly after I started doing websites, first thing was I learned how to do HTML. Then I learned how to do cascading style sheets and some other stuff. And it was around 2000, 2002 time frame that I really started to experiment with WordPress. And I developed a WordPress website for myself, and then people liked my WordPress website, and then I developed WordPress websites for a lot of different other people because it's a great content management system. It doesn't require a whole lot of technical know-how to create content, which makes it awesome. But I didn't invest a whole lot of money at that point because I had more time than I had money. So I spent a lot of time reading the documentation that came with WordPress. There wasn't a whole lot of like video tutorials at that time, so I did it the hard way. I did it by reading and by experimenting, by playing around with it. That's probably the biggest learning tool there is right there. Is use it, install it, play around with it, see what it's capable of doing, and see what you can do to work with it. The more you do it, the better you get with it. It's just like anything else. So, thank you again. My apologies, Raz. I hope that's right, Razine. My apologies if it isn't. I'm not trying to butcher names, but thank you for your question. And there goes Dan Thorne again. All right, next up we have Rob, who wants to know what sites can I post my blog to get high PR backlinks? Well, Rob, the first thing you really need to understand about backlinks and the way that Google and the other search engines are really weighing them is based on human relationships. What kind of relationship do you have with the person or people who have the high PR website that you want to have a link from? For example, and this is Google rules, not my rules, but this is Google and actually Facebook telling pretty much the world that they're tired of the spam, they're tired of useless, content or weak content. So the emphasis has been continually moving towards the emphasis of building human relationships based on strong, great content that people actually want to consume. So instead of focusing on what websites you should go to, because I have there's no information there. How can I possibly tell you where to go? I'm sure you have some other schmucks on there that'll say, oh, try and link to this site or have links from that site or buy links. But guess what? Anyone that gets caught buying links is going to end up having their website de-indexed. So even I've heard of Forbes magazine taking money as much as $1,500 for a backlink. Sooner or later, it's going to bite them in the ass, and they're going to get de-indexed, just like all the index websites used to do. The directories and all that. Focus on creating great content. Talk to thought leaders within your niche or who your target audience is. Who did they follow? Talk to those kind of people. Do interviews with them. And guess what? If you interview someone in your industry or within that niche market that you're trying to target, more than likely they're going to give you a link. So the bigger the name, the more popular the person is that you interview on your blog, on your videos, whatever the case may be, the more likely it is they're going to give you a link if you ask for it. If you ask for the interview and you get the interview, create great content, more than likely they will give you a link. It's a no-brainer that so many people try and skip over this. They think they can buy links and stuff. Nothing could be further from the truth. So there you go, Rob. Hope that helps. Take care, man. On to the next one. What we got here? Diane. Diane would like to know, where can I post my own technical articles? Well, Diane, my biggest suggestion is to have your own blog, a standalone website. You can have it, your standalone website could be your name. Do you own a company? Buy a company domain, but put those technical articles on your own blog. Turn it into your own website. If that's not it, then you have to start looking at what are some of the industry websites that you're writing for. Their technical covers like a very broad spectrum of disciplines, industries, whatever. So there's a lot of different interests and stuff. Look at the niche group that you're in or that you're targeting with your technical articles. Is it like an engineering, electrical engineering? Is it mechanical engineering? Is it aerospace engineering? Is it computer related, computer engineering, software engineer? There's a lot of different technical types out there. So not every one of them is going to do you very good. So in other words, if you have a technical article on, and I'm just pulling an example here. Say you have a technical article on the use of new computers in cars for the ignition, the ignition timing computers. It wouldn't do you any good to post that on, say, aerospace engineering type of discussion board or something like that. Your best bet is put it on your own website and advertise, market to the groups that matter in your niche that would find that information useful. Focus on that. Thank you, Diane, for the question. And I guess the last one I'm going to do here is actually from Andreas. I'm not even going to try and attempt to pronounce your last name, but Andreas has a very short question. Does web design matter for SEO? No. Web design is simply the design aspect of it is all about like the user experience. It's all about the functionality, how the site looks. Should it be considered in SEO? Yeah, there's some considerations that should be taken together with the two. But SEO is more content driven than it is anything else. There's a lot of people out there focused heavily on SEO. They think SEO is the only way to go, and they're telling you a bunch of lies. SEO is important for long-term stuff. The design of a website is important for usability, for how user-friendly it is, how attractive it is to someone. But the bottom line is SEO is different than design. And other than the actual load speed of the pages, which is, falls under design, affects SEO. Yes, SEO, page load speeds affect your SEO. So that does it for me. Happy Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. I got a lot of work to do. So I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope this information helps. And I want to thank all you guys for the questions. I didn't get through nearly as many as I thought I would, but maybe I'll do this again, kind of like a catch-all Friday or something like that. But hey, keep the questions coming, and I'll make more videos, guys. Hope you like them. As always, if you appreciate the information, upvotes are always appreciated. Be sure to follow us on Quora. Wouldn't hurt to follow us on other social media. And as always, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Charles Snyder with Charles E. Snyder III Marketing, and I'm out of here. Love, peace, and chicken grease.